Yo, this is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors are Alpha Claims and Hire Birmingham, the leading and best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in Birmingham within 1 hour. I really appreciate you joining me, and this is a follow-up to two videos that I've done. The one about the 39 bodies found in the Essex lorry, and also the double murder in Milton Keynes in Emerson Valley. I'm going to speak about the double murder in Milton Keynes first, and I want to pay my respects again to the family of Ben Rice and Dominic Answer. They was murdered on Saturday night at a house party that went wrong, where it was gate crashed by older people. These lads were 17, 18 years old. The males that turned up were 21, 22. I am aware of gangs in the area and things that have been going on. People was apparently saying that this is a tit for tat sort of thing, and things seem to have just escalated. In recent developments, someone has been charged with double murder. Charlie Chandler, 21, from Bletchley, has been charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of attempted murder. Police say that Mr. Chandler was due to appear at Milton Keynes Magistrates Court on Friday. That is the initial process. No matter what your charges, you will always go to magistrates first, and then it will progress to Crown Court after the CPS has dealt with it. A 22-year-old man from Milton Keynes remains in custody on suspicion of murder and attempted murder also. Post-mortem examinations concluded that Dom died from a stab wound to the back and Ben died from a knife wound to the chest. A 17-year-old and a 23-year-old man also suffered stab wounds. So initially the papers went with the story of a honey trap, that apparently these boys was invited to this property by a girl who knew that something bad was going to happen. That is the definition of it. But one thing that I will say to people in the area especially, I understand that the situation is messed up at the moment, everybody is upset, but please stop sharing the image of the girl that you accuse of doing it, because one, I'm being told she's been put into protection anyway, and secondly, it can seriously affect the case. If the case is not fair and the trial cannot be heard clearly, then it can actually just totally get thrown out of court. It has happened before, and if people continue to not respect the legal system, it can potentially happen again. I'm also hearing about family and friends of Ben and Dominic expressing things online that they potentially shouldn't, being angry in the situation, and I completely understand that. I've never lost a child, but I've lost friends, I've lost family in similar situations, and I beg you guys to just stay calm and try to just let the police go through the procedure, because saying things online that could potentially get yourselves arrested is going to do no good for the family, and you've already lost a child. And currently, as I'm told, is that they are looking for other people. This picture of Charlie Chandler is actually not even in the papers yet. The papers haven't released this. This is actually exclusive. I received this from a school friend of his that used to go to school with him. I was trying to speak to people in the area to try and build up a picture of what Charlie was like, to try and give a fair depiction. As a school kid, Charlie was just another normal lad, and it's only as he got into his teenage years that he seems to have got involved in other stuff. But I've also found out that he has a child. He has a 1-year-old child. So imagine what that's going to be like for that young child now. Children are not to blame for their parents' actions, but at the same time, this boy now is facing double murder. In this country, that can carry the sentence of life, permanent life. You will not be released for it to be the majority of his life, but he could potentially get full life sentence without ever being let out. And in these situations, house party stabbings, they're very common, and they happen in the inner cities all the time. Milton Keynes being a smaller area, people just don't expect it as much, but there is still gang culture in these sort of areas, and it's getting worse and worse all the time, with social media connecting people and people trying to gain notoriety from doing controversial things. This has escalated so quickly, and as you can see as well, how quick they can solve these sort of cases. People will get charged very quick, because if you are connected to people, most murders are people that you know. So unless it's a stranger, which is very rare, police do seem to make arrests fairly quick. And so the lads that are currently meant to be on the run, people that are meant to be wanted, I'd advise you to just hand yourselves in as quickly as possible, because the longer that you're on the run, the more danger it's going to be. And also, it is very difficult. I've been there myself when I was younger, and it's a horrible thing to do, to go through never knowing when you're going to get arrested, always looking over your back. It's no good. So my condolences to the family of these 2 young boys, and my thoughts are with everybody in Milton Keynes right now, and I hope the area can try and heal as much as possible. In an update to the 39 migrants that were found in the back of a lorry in Essex, they have been identified as Chinese immigrants. The lorry driver arrested over the death of the 39 migrants. Newspapers have reported that he passed out when he actually discovered them. Mo Robinson was in charge of the lorry as it entered the industrial park in Essex and is being held by police on suspicion of murder. But friends of the 25-year-old say he's a gentle giant. He called the ambulance when he realised that the back of the trailer had bodies in it. Essex police have been granted a warrant for the truck driver to be held and questioned for another 24 hours, while officers in Northern Ireland search his home and that of his parents. But people have come out online, people that have known him for years, and they've basically said this isn't him. He wouldn't do something like this. He rang the ambulance. He wouldn't hurt a fly. Mo is a gentleman. He's a big member of the trucking circle, so there seems to be a bit of camaraderie among truck drivers. My dad used to be a truck driver, so I do understand that. After running the roads with him for years, I can confirm he was a gentle giant and a down-to-earth man who lives and breathes trucking and tarmac. The Evening Standard reported that Robinson actually passed out when the refrigerated unit, so this unit could go up to minus 25 degrees, so these people potentially were frozen inside this unit. Mo's uncle has responded to everybody on social media and thanked everybody for the genuine support. Mo is a top lad and the truth will soon be out. So from the looks of it doesn't look like Mo had any connection to it if you was going to believe what people in the local area are saying. He's a Rangers fan as well, the Scottish football team. He made regular trips across the Irish Sea and the English Channel. He's been to Sweden, Denmark and Germany in his short career. Robinson is also a car lover as well. He does banger racing when he's not actually in work. Then there's also pictures on his social media of him walking his Dalmatians. On Thursday, there was no reply in the house of his parents and that of his girlfriend, as police revealed that the people who died were all Chinese nationals. The Federal Public Prosecution's Office in Belgium said the container arrived in France on Tuesday afternoon just before 3 p.m. and left for mainland Britain on the same day. Having left the Belgian coast, it had travelled to Purfleet in Essex at 12:30 a.m. on Wednesday morning. The cabin, which police say originated in Northern Ireland, so the cabin, the van that is driving the front part, is come from Northern Ireland and it arrived through Holyhead, passing through Dublin. The driver then travelled to Essex and police believe the cabin and the container left the docking area shortly after 1:05 in the morning. At 20 to 2 in the morning, Essex police were called to the discovery of bodies. The ambulance had been called and the paramedics alerted the police. Some 31 men and 8 women were found and all were pronounced dead at the scene. The truck and the trailer were taken to a nearby Tilbury docks to allow for the migrant bodies to be removed and identified. Process, police warn, could take many days. So it basically seems like he picked it up when it come to England from like a couple of miles away. It wasn't even far. He only drove it to Essex. So it didn't come from Ireland. He came from Ireland, just his truck, not the actual cargo. The cargo came from France. So these people could have been on a boat or however it was transported across for hours. You can't even begin to imagine. So I really appreciate you joining me today, and I'll definitely keep you updated on both of these stories with the progression. And I really appreciate you if you pay your respects to the 39 migrants that lost their life and also Ben and Dominic from Milton Keynes. This is the Scarcity Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Peace.